Hi everyone. You may have seen Teslas have multiple cameras all the way around their vehicles to constantly monitor and record what's going on around them. Well, one of my viewers who has got a Tesla has sent me in some footage, and it shows the dangers of when you try and merge too slowly onto a motorway. Let's have a look at this one.
The footage does look a little strange on first viewing, so that's why I've labelled them. But as my viewer joins the M1 southbound at junction 30, it's the car in front that we're going to be watching. Let's see how its speed affects this emerge. Please excuse the glitchy Tesla footage.
What are your thoughts on how the blue car emerged onto that motorway? Please let me know what you think in the comments. But what I think is this.
If you're trying to emerge onto a motorway, you should be using this slip road to build your speed to that of the traffic on the carriageway. But the car in front doesn't do this. This is just an estimate, but I think they're doing somewhere in between 30 and 40 miles an hour. And then they brake. Let's just back up for a bit, and I'm going to give you an idea of what this car in front should have done. Always think of the last vehicle you're going to have to wait for, and really it's this lorry that's ahead to the right. So what the blue car should have done was put his foot down and kept up with that lorry. And if they had have done, where would they have been with the one catching from behind? The next big mistake they make, they simply don't accelerate hard enough. Instead they try and move out, and there's not enough room.
So all in all, that was a poor emerge. It was just lucky because the motorway wasn't that busy that no one was exposed to high risk. But I don't think that this was a one-off. I think it's a little bit of a vicious circle going on here. The person in the blue car is scared, so they go slower, and because they're slower, they then have another scary situation and it makes them go slower still, and that's generally what goes on. Anyway, there are other factors to this incident, and as always, I'm going to look at them. So, who else could have helped?
There are a couple of other things that went on that could have helped the situation, and it involved two of the lorries. The first one is actually the one catching from behind now. Look who's to the right side of it. Absolutely no one. It could have easily moved out. Also, the smaller lorry in lane 1 was really slow at recognising the danger here. They should have sorted that lane change much sooner as well.
So imagine if that actually happened on a busy motorway with heavy fast flowing traffic. It could have been totally different. But now we're going to look at a different clip sent in by a different viewer where someone actually stops on a slip road. But the actual cause of this is a little different.
Very short slip roads can be really problematic when you're trying to emerge on a fast carriageway, especially when the traffic's heavy and quite tightly bunched like this. There looks as though there's already a car stopped at the end of the slip road, and again that's likely because the car emerging has probably not adjusted their speed properly. But it's the position of the van that I'd like to highlight. It should have held well back, but because it's positioned further to the right, it's blocking the view of the car that's trying to emerge in front of it. Now I know that the car looked as though it had already got in this position before the van arrived, but it's an important point that people need to understand. By moving this far to the right, people can't see and can't emerge properly. And the car at the front still can't see. The van should hold back further to allow that view.
A lot of people struggle with emerging like this on a motorway, and if you do, I'm going to put a link to a video that I made recently in the top corner of the screen. Check that out. But just try and remember, do more with your feet and less with your hands. Take care everyone, I'll see you soon.